and welcome back to Between the Distance. This is podcast number 4, the after party. And our big surprise for everybody is we put the dress back on and made everything look fancy. So, yeah, that's the big surprise is we decided to do our podcast in
In wedding clothes.
our attire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the only thing we're gonna have to worry about, guys, is trying not to. I didn't put any. I had body tape on. Okay, I had
Yeah,
body
that
tape on for the
that didn't
dress.
work very well.
So my my tatas will stay where they're supposed to. But yeah, I
Let's
didn't.
not break Twitch terms of service.
Yeah, I didn't put any body tape on. So to keep me honest.
I'm not sure who that person is, but they said congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. So
They
yeah,
might be one of your friends. I don't know.
I don't know what's the user.
I told you, Jester Kitty 1027.
Well, if I know who it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, so we've been married for over 24 hours and we haven't wanted
Officially.
to unalive each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty great.
I know. It's like a.
Danny.
Oh, Danny! Hey, Danny. Yeah, I know her from the haunted house.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great. So, but yeah, we've been officially married for over 24 hours, and yeah, we didn't do nothing special.
We still went out to eat.
Well, yeah, we went out to eat. I came home and I changed my dress because we can obviously see the wardrobe issues.
Yeah.
I love the dress. Shout out to my mom because she bought it for me and I absolutely fell in love with it. Um, but yeah,
Aesthetically, very pleasing. Functionally, not so.
yeah, not so much pleasing. And I knew that when I got this dress that I was gonna have to buy body tape to hold it because it's not just necessarily like the chest part; it's this part too, like the sleeves.
Yeah.
Because you can either wear them like you can wear them down like on the side, or you can wear them up like this.
Hmm.
And I'm not a big shoulder person, so I'm like trying to,
I think your shoulders look nice.
yeah. So, but yeah. Um, and yeah. What about your attire?
So we couldn't find any of my ties, so we had to go to Asda and get me a black tie. I already had like smart pants for work,
Yeah.
and then how long ago? It's over a year ago now that
Yeah.
I sent you the package, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I sent you this shirt to wear while we were still long distance, and then you brought it back with you.
Yep.
And it just so happened I didn't have any other long sleeve shirts. And rather than we couldn't find a decent white one. They were all like weird slim fits and like too short and things like that. So yeah, I'm wearing the shirt I gave to you. You allowed me to borrow it to get
Yeah.
married in.
Allowed you because
Yeah.
it's mine now. It's 100% mine.
Mm.
I yeah.
It was either that or wear a short sleeve black shirt and look like
Yeah.
a salesman or a waiter or like yeah.
Hey. The waiter would have been fine. But to me, like, if you would have worn the short black T-shirt, it would have given me like Green Day vibes.
Mm.
I probably would have gone to Amazon and like ordered you a red tie.
I have a red tie, I just don't know where it is. I
Yeah, if you
have
would have
worn a
worn the
black
green,
shirt and
the
red tie
black one.
before, yeah.
Yeah, if you would have worn the black T-shirt or the black short sleeve, yeah, it would have definitely given me Green Day vibes,
Yeah,
which is fine. I like Green Day.
just not appropriate for a wedding.
Um, but yeah, so official time of marriage is like August 31st at like 9:45, I think.
I think we were in that other room for a bit longer than 15 minutes because by the time we got all wrapped up and we were sat outside, um, and we were like waiting for a taxi after photos, it was like 10:30.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
do think it was a bit longer than 15 minutes. Somewhere between 9:30 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So We didn't
There might
get.
be timestamps on some of those photos, actually.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
Cause
And if not on your phone, then on
Lucy's.
Lucy's. Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
say when
cause
she took
Lucy
it.
took all the photos.
Mhm.
Well, your dad took photos too on a camera, but we haven't gotten those yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucy took all the photos and they turned out great.
Yeah, they were really good,
Yeah,
actually.
they were. I just did a little bit of editing magic and
Well, that was just filters, though, because
hey,
you're weird with
a
that stuff.
filter can do so freaking much.
But, like, framing and, like, focus and everything, they were really good.
Yeah, I really like the photos. I'm excited to see which ones your dad has too.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, so it was very small. It was just us, Robert and Lucy, and your dad and John,
Yeah.
and that was that.
That's nice, though.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was a peaceful day.
Yeah. Well, your family was there, like, on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like if there was more people there, I would have, like, 100% got super nervous
Yeah.
and, like, stuttered and all that kind of stuff, and
I
yeah.
was sitting there hoping that the person who was our officiant didn't have a super thick accent, because then I would have to ask her, what did you say?
It's kind of a posh area, though, so if you notice, she did have a bit of a posh voice.
Yeah, she did just a tiny bit, but she was
Yeah.
super nice.
She was nice.
And I'm
yeah.
glad that I was able to understand her, because it would have been super awkward.
Yeah.
Like, people thought that maybe I might have been changing my mind. Oops. This is the after party, you guys.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this.
It's fine. I
Is
have a
that
backup.
charged? Okay.
I have a backup. It's fine.
I'll find it after, but I wouldn't be able to get it without standing up and bending over, and I don't think anyone wants that, so.
Yeah, it's fine. I always have a backup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that thing is heavy.
Well, it's not rechargeable, and it's got to have a big enough battery for, like, I think it's 3.5 to 4,000
Yeah.
or something, so.
Yeah, so we have 2 more viewers. So, to the people that don't know what the big surprise is, it was because we dressed up in our dress, like
Yeah,
our attire.
This is not normally how we dress
No,
for a podcast.
We don't dress
It's
fancy.
usually, like,
Pajamas.
shorts and baggy t-shirts.
Pajamas.
Yeah.
I'm so down for pajamas. I would live in pajamas. That's why I like when I have jobs that I can work from home. It's because I can wear pajamas 24/7. I can literally just roll out of bed and go straight to my desk, and nothing else matters. Metallica.
Do you need your drink, by the way?
No, I have mine, I think. Oh, it's over there. But
That's
yeah,
why I asked.
so yeah, it was a pretty good day. We were supposed to go out to eat with your dad and John, but sadly the restaurant was closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We'll have to go back there again sometime, because we were gonna go eat, at the first place we ever had, like, a dinner date.
yeah.
It technically wasn't our first date. We don't often speak of that one. Don't know if that's too off topic for this podcast, or if you want to just briefly touch on it.
Oh my gosh. If anybody wants to know about our first date, go to Rotten Tomatoes and look at the movie called Men.
Yeah.
Like MEN. And
I'm
if you
super
dare.
disappointed though, because, like, he's got a couple of other really highly rated movies, and I've seen one of them called Ex Machina,
Yeah.
and that was actually, like, a really good movie.
Yeah.
And then what the hell? For, like, the first hour, it was, like, probably an hour and 40-minute long movie. For the first hour and 20, it was just very creepy vibes, like it was building. And then when it did finally, like, peak, it was like hell was unleashed
It was so strange.
in the most disgusting, strange way possible. Like, it wasn't even scary. It was just uncomfortable, and not like a good uncomfortable where you leave the theater and it's like, oh wow, like the director's vision or whatever like that. It's like, no, someone who made this movie is deeply disturbed, and the fact that they could show that to 15-year-olds is beyond me.
Yeah. It was, oh my gosh. It was so bad. It was laughable. Because I didn't know how else to react. And I am
Yeah.
one for all the horror movies. I'm one for the creepy, not quite making sense kind of
Oh, I'm fine with
horror
that.
movies.
Yeah.
But that drug you along in a totally like opposite direction, and then it yanked you over here into like deeply disturbed, needs the straight
Yeah, like
jacket,
wasn't a
call the padded
180, it
band.
wasn't a 360, it was like a 720 or something.
Yeah.
Like, just it sat you on a chair, spun you about 50 times, and then went, okay, this is what we're doing, guys. And, yeah.
I want to know how the actors in production, like crew, were like okay with this. Did they
Mm.
literally just wake up in the morning before they went to like the studio and it's like it's just a paycheck. It's just a paycheck.
The thing is, though, the main guy in the movie, I've seen him in a few fairly respectable things.
Right.
So, I don't know if he just didn't know what he was signing up for or something. But holy shit. Yeah, I think we've been sort of, like I said, probably. Yeah, we've been sort of light on saying what happens in the movie because honestly, like, it's worth a watch for the shock value.
Oh
Or,
yeah.
like, it's worth recommending to somebody based on the
As a
shock value.
joke.
Yeah, like,
As a joke.
oh, have you heard of this movie
It's
called Men? It was the
great.
best movie I've seen in years.
And then you get a
And
text
then
like,
just wait a couple of days for
"What
them to watch it.
the?"
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so back to the wedding
Mhm.
stuff. So I guess the process for just planning the wedding wasn't even really. It wasn't really that much.
It was
I
quite easy.
I feel like people go above and beyond to do their weddings, to where it's like, I'm willing to mortgage my house to have my
Yeah.
dream wedding. And I'm just like, okay. But yeah, so of course it started with, you know, proposal and stuff. But
Yeah.
as far as like really doing anything for the wedding, the first thing was I bought the dress.
Mhm.
Well, my mom bought the dress. So
Yeah.
shout out to her, she's the real MVP. Um, but that was a really good experience because everybody in my life knows that I've been married before.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to have that moment with my mom before where I found the dress and I cried about it and, and it was just perfect. And I got to have that moment this time. Like, I never thought that I would cry about a dress. I never did. I thought I was just going to look at the dress and be like, oh yeah, that's it. That's perfect. That's what I think about, and that's what I think is my perfect dress. I put the dress on, and I think like six other ones, and it was for two. There was two dresses it came down to that I was like, that
Mhm.
might be it. And then we put me back in this one, and then she went and got a headband because I didn't want a veil. I wanted this flowery, and I'm not wearing it because of the headphones. But I wanted this flowery thing, really like almost fairy, mystical, very witchy, because I wanted a black dress, but we didn't get.
Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
To everyone, I just deafened. I'm
we
sorry.
didn't get a black dress,
Yeah.
and that was fine as long as I could find something that was what my aesthetic was for the wedding, the way that I
Mhm.
wanted it to look. And so yeah, I wanted the flowery, fairy, kind of witchy vibe. And she went and got one that had a bunch of like flowers and petals and stuff that looked really pretty. And it was instant. I cried in the mirror. I was like, that's it. My mom was like, yep, that's it. So pulled out that pocketbook real fast.
Yeah.
She was like, I want to get it. She's crying about it. And
And
she,
also, like, I better get this before she finds a black dress she likes better.
yeah, probably. She probably would have been like, oh my gosh, she's going to find a black dress on Amazon and we're going to buy this one first. But, yeah, she took me to David's Bridal, and that was where I got it. And she bought me a dress bag, and so I could keep all of the stuff, and all the stuff that I needed in it. She got me. We didn't get the headband from David's because they wanted $150 for that thing, and I basically got the exact same one on Amazon. I think we paid like nine for it, $9.
Yeah.
And she got me my bouquet, and those flowers are so pretty. I
They
love the
were.
colors.
Yeah.
Um, and after that, I got the jewelry. You
Mhm.
got the jewelry technically,
Yeah.
but it was it was cheap. It was it does like to me. I don't have to have the real diamonds. I don't have to have the real thing for it to look pretty. As long as it's sparkly and I can go ooh shiny,
Yeah.
it's fine. So all of my stuff came as a set from Amazon. So I got the bracelet, I got the necklace, and then behind these headphones is the nice little dangly earrings. Um, and of course I got the body tape, but that didn't work for nothing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I felt so pretty, but I felt a little exposed cuz I was like, I hope that I do not have a slip. Like I hope that I just stand here and hope that nothing happens to me, and then like everybody's like, "Oh my God, can you imagine what happened at Connor's wedding?" Like
I
that would
think
be
they
the talk for
definitely
the
need
rest
to
of the
make
life.
like industrial strength body tape or something.
I think she said something else. What'd she say?
Oh, now that you're married, are you gonna get dual citizenship? You're
Oh,
not gonna be here long enough to be able to.
yeah.
Um,
We talked about in our last podcast that we had decided to move back to Texas. Originally, that's what we were gonna do.
yeah,
I was gonna do indefinite leave to remain after 5 years, and then I was gonna do dual citizenship.
yeah.
So,
I know it's off topic because it was something we talked about on an earlier podcast, but we also didn't sort of explain how that works. Um, so presumably, I'll move back to the UK stuff in a second, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong about the US stuff afterwards. But presumably with the US, like from what I've seen, as soon as you're married, that's it. You have a right to remain in the country as long as that marriage is valid,
mhm,
and eventually you could like apply for like citizenship and stuff like that, especially if you've then got kids. In the UK, just being married to someone doesn't give you the right to stay in the UK necessarily. You still have to be on a visa process. There's no like automatic green card or anything like that. So you can either come to the UK married and go straight to like a married partner visa, or you can come to the UK engaged and on a regular like fiance kind of partner visa. So that's what we did. And the fiance visa, you get 6 months. Within that 6 months, you have to marry. Once you get married, you then file to move to the next visa. So it's not just like a change of status, like I think as you called it there. You actually have to put an entire new visa application in. And then if you are moving from fiance to married, the next visa is 2.5 years. If you go straight to married, it's 2 years, 9 months. Don't know why. But basically, other than if you have like really extenuating circumstances like bad income, um, you have to stay in the UK for 5 years on these visas. So you have to get two of the marriage visas. At the end of that 5 years, you can apply for something called indefinite leave to remain, which is effectively the application's like another visa process. Once you've got that, the indefinite leave to remain means that you can come and go. Um, Once you have indefinite leave to remain, though, you don't need to be on a visa anymore, and you can then apply for citizenship, but you have to go that entire route.
yeah.
Because when you have a visa, you technically have just what's called leave to remain, not indefinite.
Yep.
And leave to remain is a fancy word for like, because she can come and go now, just only for a period of time. Indefinite obviously means you can come and go forever. I think if you stay out of the UK some silly length of time, like 10, 15 years, and you only have indefinite leave to remain, they will take it away. If you move from the indefinite leave to remain to citizenship, then yeah, you can come and go forever.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think the only way, which we won't go too deep into this, but the only way that you could get dual citizenship at this point is if we had kids while we were here.
Yep.
because you would then have not just a marriage tie to citizenship, but a blood tie to citizenship.
Yep.
But yeah, as it stands, if we don't have kids, at least while we're here, and we leave in something like 2-3 years, depending on how everything pans out, yeah, you won't be able to get indefinite leave to remain, so you can't then move to citizenship.
Yeah. I wanted to originally do citizenship. I wanted to have a dual citizenship status. And so if we wanted to live here for a year, wanted to live there for a year, whatever, or we, for just whatever reason, decided that we wanted to come back to the UK, which is highly unlikely. I'm so sorry. I love it here. I really do. Just a lot of factors. But yeah, I wanted to do dual citizenship. So right now, I'm still technically on my fiance visa,
Yep.
and I can apply to change it at any point before this visa expires.
Yeah.
So once
So
I
it isn't
move,
really applying to change it, is it? I know we will probably send less documents,
yeah,
but it is an entire new visa technically
Yeah.
that we're applying for.
yeah, it's an entire completely new visa. So we'll be doing that this month, probably just in a few days. Actually, we'll be doing the application. And then yeah, I'll be free to work here,
Well, like,
study here.
Actually, sorry, like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There. And yeah, I'll be free to work and study and do everything else that a normal UK citizen does, besides
Aside from claim
receive benefits.
Yeah.
Yep. What can you do? But yeah, so after the wedding and everything, we went out to eat. That morning, I took Charlie to doggy daycare. So, that was great for him. He had a whole day of play. I mean, like nonstop. And when we went to pick him up, his I say teacher because it's daycare, but dog sitter. She said, he just woke up from a nap, and I'm just like, he napped here? He napped at all? And she said, yeah, he just woke up from a nap, so he's a little tired. So, and then we realized how tired he was when right after we picked him up, we stood outside the building waiting for the taxi to come and get us, and he laid down in front of my feet on the concrete, and just quiet as can be, just laid there. And
he wasn't even like panting, exhausted or anything. He was just
like, is this the same dog?
Zen, basically. Yeah.
Is this the same dog? Did they take my dog because they liked him so much and then switched him out for another one that they just had in the back or something? But yeah, it was great for Charlie, to be able to play. And poor thing, he came home. He played so much that his paws hurt.
Yeah.
But he was doing a lot better today. He wanted to play and all that stuff out here with us. But he did lay on the couch.
Yeah.
He laid on the couch and he laid on the chair and he just chilled. Very zen. And I'm like, this is not the same dog.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we went out to eat. We went to Weatherspoons.
See, that's one that I'll get a laugh out of anyone.
I don't care. I like Weatherspoons.
It is nice, depending on which one you go to.
Yeah, the one we went to was really nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was super busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I changed for my dress, though.
Mm.
Because, yeah, slips in public, not good. So, yeah. I changed into my sunflower dress.
Very pretty.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw that video, too. We posted our first dance on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I filmed it since we didn't have anybody else here with us to see it. I filmed it and I posted it. So, yeah. That was... Our wedding night consisted of video games. Video games until 3 a.m. and then crashed.
Mm-hmm.
So, no funny business or anything
Mm.
like that. Just we were tired.
We got 2 hours sleep. I don't even know how we were still awake at 3 in the morning. We sort of like we hit a second wind, but not to the point where we were wide awake, just to the point where we couldn't sleep. So we were, yeah, pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
I did between coming back from the wedding and going out to eat. I did pass out on the couch for like an hour and a half, and you passed out in your chair for like maybe half an hour to an hour.
Yeah.
But that didn't help at all. I felt worse after the nap than I did waking up that morning.
Yeah. I was tired.
Yeah.
And trying to get, especially right in the morning when Charlie has slept, trying to get him to do anything productive, like getting into a taxi, like letting me put him in a harness, get him outside, and then have to stand there for like 5 minutes waiting for the taxi to come. He loses it. He's just all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
bark, yap, I want to walk, I want to play, I want to do this and that. I'm like, buddy, just give us like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to have the time of your life. Like, just, if you could just, if you could just work with me.
Yeah.
just right now. That, But, yeah.
And he's made another Cocker Spaniel friend.
I know. And I'm so happy. And the biggest reason I'm happy about it is because when we had a Cocker Spaniel, we had Jazz. And then my aunt lived right across the street from us, and she had a Cocker Spaniel named Dallas. And Jazz was what we call a party mix, but he was mostly black, but he did have, some color.
Yeah.
And Dally, we called him Dally, was blonde. So the friend that he made is blonde and he is black. And I'm just like, aw, they remind me so much of Dallas and Jazz. So I'm so
It's
glad
almost
he's
like
making
a
friends.
really dark brown though. Because
Yes.
well, if you look at him at all, he is black, but then when the light shines on him like actual sunlight, you can see
Yeah.
the
Well,
like
that's
he
what
has
Jazz
like a
was
brown
too.
kind of like glow.
Yeah, that's what Jazz was too. Is he look, as when
Yeah,
you
but
looked at him, he
you
looked
can't have
black.
dogs that are like jet black, and even
Yeah.
in the light, they're still jet black.
Yeah, you could look at Jazz and he was, just normally, and he looked black to you. But the
Yeah.
moment that he stepped out in the sun and like whipped his ears, this little afro, like the curls and stuff. Yeah, he was really deep brown.
Mm.
Yeah, he was so pretty, and he was the bestest boy. I know my mom misses him a lot.
Mm.
So, but yeah, he had a very fun time at doggy daycare.
He did.
So, and he is now like all day been really, really chill and just, playful and loving. And yeah, now he's in his bed, but no peeps, no
Yeah.
nothing. Like a tiny cry earlier when it was right around food time. But yeah, other than that, no, just peeps, no peeps. So, um, but yeah. Anything about the wedding for you? It was your first wedding.
Yeah. So I just
Yeah, it was
kind
your
of
first
I
time.
kind of just didn't know what was going on. Like where we needed to be, what we needed to do. Yeah.
Yeah, at first she sat us down in those chairs, and I thought that that's where we were gonna do everything. We weren't gonna like stand up and say our vows or nothing. I thought we were just gonna sit in the chair and do it. And then she had us stand up, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're actually gonna stand up and talk.
Yeah.
Then your dad and Robert signed
Mm-hmm.
the certificate, so that was
The two
good.
Roberts.
Yeah, the two Roberts.
Yeah.
The two Roberts. Yeah, so that was. I don't think your dad's been called Robert in years.
Yeah. You
'Cause she
probably
called him
cringe
Robert.
hearing that.
Yeah, when she told him to come up and sign, she's like, Robert, and then Robert.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can see it all over your dad's face. He was like, they got up to come sign, and I'm like, oh, that's probably the first time he's heard his actual name in years. Now he's just Bob.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. It was nice and quiet.
Like, I know
And
even my friend doesn't like being called Robert. So,
it's pricey.
yeah. You will accept Rob off people who don't know him that well.
Yeah.
But I really think he doesn't like Robert all that much.
I don't even call him Robert. I just say it for formalities for right
Mm,
now. But yeah, to me it's Rob.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I haven't brought myself to say pricey yet. To like call him price. I think I did when I was a kid because I was a
Mm.
kid. But now that I'm grown up and I've matured and everything, I'm like Rob. I don't know if I can say pricey. Just just can't do. I don't know. But it was really nice. I liked it. And yeah, no drama, no unexpected guests.
Yeah.
um, just chilling, and it was a nice day to just sit around and we, talk to people and take pictures. And oh, the old lady was so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, there was two old ladies. You didn't see the other old lady, but
But the first one though specifically came to see us.
yeah, I didn't even know her.
Um, because my friend's partner, her kids were with her sister down at a park quite close to where we got married. Um, and she was walking a dog, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was walking her dog through the park, and presumably stopped to talk to the kids because they are quite friendly. And one of them turned round and said that they were in that park waiting because their mum, my partner's friend, was at our wedding. So this little old lady with a dog walked all the way up to where we were getting married and intentionally sort of like walked past to try and see if she could see us. Stopped and talked to us for a few minutes and stuff.
She was so sweet.
Yeah.
And then the kids came over with their aunt in the car, and I asked Lucy if I could go see the kiddos real quick while you sat and talked to Robert and your dad and John. And I went over there. Of course, I was super excited to see the girls. I hadn't seen them in a long time. And there was another little old lady right there on her bike. She was about to get on her bike, and she was talking about how pretty I was and that she loved my dress, and they were so fascinated with the fact that I'm American. And she took a picture of me. She asked me if she could take a picture of me, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know you, but yeah, I guess. You know, it was fine. It wasn't like I thought she was some creeper. She was
Yeah.
like in her 60s or something. So I'm
You
like,
never know.
yeah, okay. Internet's a crazy place these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she took a picture of me, and that was that.
Mhm.
And it was really fun to try to crowd us all into a taxi. It
Yeah.
was the closest I've ever been to your dad. It would have been easier if he just sat in John's lap.
uh,
Oh, but it was fun, and it was only like a 3-minute ride anyway.
yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. Like that's how our whole entire day went. It was very straightforward.
Mhm.
I stayed up till 3 a.m. making sure that everything was ready, including to the fact that I wanted to make sure I looked like a naked like mole rat.
No, we were still awake after 4.
Well, I
The
stayed
last
up
time,
until 3,
yeah,
like
but
doing that.
the last time I looked at the time on my phone before we fell asleep was 4, and we were still lying there like another 10-15 minutes
I was
later.
in the bath for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Looking good for your wedding day is not easy. Like,
And then we were up at like 6 on the dot. We did hit snooze a couple of times, but I didn't fall back asleep. It just took me that long to actually like come to life.
the good, the good thing about Charlie's doggy daycare that was really nice is that when I dropped him off, we were there a little bit early, standing outside the building, and they have to open their shutters from the gate that's further down. And I had met all of the staff. There was another person of staff there, and as they're walking up, he's like, somebody's getting married today. Like, super excited. And I'm like, aw, you guys, y'all are all so sweet. And they wish me a good day. And yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but other than, the dress, we did the jewelry, we did the
Mhm.
tie, and the invitations.
Yeah.
So, and I think everybody got their invitations. One person hasn't told me if they've gotten theirs yet or not. But my parents did get their invitation, and they actually got it before the wedding, which was shocking because I had sent them a postcard last year, and it took like 3 months to get there. I had officially thought that they were lost in the mail.
I
So,
think it's just because of the stamp that you used, because again, there's
probably.
very specific ways you've got to send stuff international.
Well, I
But
bought the
at the time, you just
stamps.
went, oh, well, yeah, put this stamp on it.
Well, I bought the stamps when I bought the postcard
Hmm.
because the guy at the counter asked me, "Where are you sending these?" And I said, "I'm sending them to America." He said, "Okay, do you need a stamp?" So yeah, I might as well get a stamp so I don't have to go to a post office. So I got the stamp. And 3 months later, my mom finally was like, "Oh yeah, your postcards arrived. Me and Nani got ours today." And I'm like, "Oh well, I
Because
thought that it had got lost."
that stamp that you bought was probably like only good enough for like third class postage when it came to international.
Yeah.
Because we had those like Christmas stamps, didn't we? And you were like, oh yeah, we can just use these. And I looked up because they were second class stamps, and I was like, okay, so each of these stamps is 65p. To send a card, well, like a thing in an envelope, it has to be like £3 or something. So unless you wanted to litter the front of it with like 7 stamps, you're better off like going to the post office and paying a specific amount.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we just used the Christmas stamps for everybody here.
Yeah.
Even though I technically could have just hand delivered. You just given one to Rob and Lucy, given one to your dad. We would have had to send one to Matt and Abby though.
Yeah.
So, but everybody feels nice when they get mail. So,
Mhm.
unless it's a bill.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, um, there's we still have 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So, what game? We could talk about what game we played. We played Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the go-to game for us. I think.
It had been a while since we played something together. We, aside from like the bit of like the story game that technically I played, but like you were making the decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think we had played something together in about a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Just didn't have time, and also didn't have anything set up because needed two
Moving.
screens. Yeah,
But we also did moving, so
that's what I mean. It took time because like
yeah.
yeah, we were very busy for a while, and then even when we weren't busy, um, yeah,
Yeah, just tired.
yeah,
Just, yeah. Between, you working and me having our mini demon,
yeah,
who's still adorable and I love him
he
to
is,
death. But
but he
yeah,
is
little
he
demon.
is a bit evil,
Yeah. I
and
just get
when
so
the light
tired.
catches his eyes right, they do glow red. I've seen a dog's eyes glow green. I don't think I had ever seen a dog's eyes glow like bright red.
It's probably from the super deep brown that he's got and break up those colors. Are they
It's just a very.
restarting up that helicopter?
I know, yeah. Sorry, there was just a very loud noise outside, and a helicopter landed quite close to us.
Yeah, we have a field right behind our house. And earlier we thought there was like some plane crash or something about to
Yeah, it was
happen because
kind of
it got
crazy.
really, really close. Yeah, they're starting up that
Yeah,
helicopter again. Uh, it looked like they were out there looking for somebody with their spotlight. I'm nosy, so I went to the street. I was like, "What is that?" And so, yeah, looking over there in the fields, they have right before they landed had spotlights like, and I'm like, "Oh, they looking for somebody."
maybe someone collapsed out there or something.
I don't know. But yeah, they're so sorry for the loud noises and everything if you hear it. But yeah, they're taking off.
I don't think they do. And maybe when we talk, But when we're not talking, the bar's still at the bottom.
Okay.
If they fly directly over us again, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, like, it sounded like a plane. I was hanging out the window.
Yeah. I thought like either it was about to crash in the street or land right on top of us or something. It was kind of insane.
Yeah. Never had that happen. That close. But yeah. So we played Dead by Daylight.
By daylight,
I took a shower, and that was that. We went to bed.
yeah. At least we won a couple of games.
Hey,
Yeah.
usually we lose. There might be some games that we, all end up gone, but yeah, we at least won a little bit. So
Yeah.
you know,
Played against that new alien killer.
oh yeah,
That was interesting.
that thing is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaking around on all fours and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very
I
loud
don't.
outside.
Yeah. I don't think I feel any different wearing a wedding ring. I've already been wearing it because I put it back on.
I
before
felt
we moved.
strange having to take it off before we went in.
Yeah.
I feel strange anytime I don't have it on now, to be honest.
Yeah, because you were already wearing yours, and I was already wearing mine because we moved and I didn't want to lose it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I was already technically wearing my wedding ring, and it did feel strange taking it off
Yeah.
and like looking at it and like that don't look right.
My like this isn't even that heavy of a ring, but my hand just feels wrong without it now.
Yeah.
Like
I told you you'd get used
Yeah.
to it when you first put it on. You're like, feels strange. Like,
I didn't mean it in a bad way.
yeah, I know.
And
Everybody
I always
feels
said
weird
I
when
was
you put
never
a
going to
new
be one
ring
of
on.
those kind of people that tries to like worm the way out of wearing the wedding ring, 'cause I think that's weird. I said
Oh, it is
the
weird.
worst thing I would do is if I really couldn't get used to it, we would get me one of those silicone bands.
Oh, those are awful.
I know, but it would have at least been something. I got used to this.
Yeah.
But I was never gonna be one of those people who either wore it on a chain that you can like hide under your shirt or like left it in a drawer or something. I just said if I didn't get used to the metal and like how it felt on me, it wasn't how it felt on the finger it's on. It's how it feels with the other fingers, which sometimes it still does feel a bit weird. But
Yeah.
then there are plenty of times I forget I'm wearing it unless I specifically try and put like my hand like that, because you can see it ends up sort of twisting because it is a bit bigger than my finger because I wanted something loose. That was the other thing I was worried about, is it being like too tight and squeezing it. But yeah, if we hadn't got a ring that felt comfortable, I know it would have looked terrible, but I would have just got one of those silicone ones. It would have at
It's not that it
least been
looks terrible,
something.
it feels terrible. So you get
Mm.
super sweaty under it. I had one at one point, gave me a rash.
Mm.
Because it, like, would sweat and move and it would, stick and certain. It was just,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. I didn't like it. But yeah, yeah, we got my ring from Amazon.
You got mine from Amazon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not real. A rock like that would cost you like a year's worth of wages.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ain't real, and I'm okay with it. You probably could have gotten me a ring out of like one of those little turnstile things for like £1, and I probably still would have said yes. It's fine, but it's sad because this was not my original
I
engagement
was
ring.
gonna say that's like that's the third ring,
The third.
but the last two were the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, just they were really nice. The stones looked really nice, but for some reason just the way it was designed.
This is technically the fourth
stones-
ring. Because we had the original ring. Well, actually, it's the fifth, I think. Because we had the original ring that you got. We sent it back and got a replacement.
Yeah.
And then that one had the same problem.
Mhm.
And then we moved to the other ring, the smaller band with the single stone in the middle.
Yeah.
That one, like, lost its stones on the band because the band was so thin it bent.
Oh yeah.
So that one, and then this one. So yeah, the fourth one.
Okay.
So yeah, and this one is held up, thank goodness,
Mm.
because we got this one. I think we replaced it last October.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there ain't been nothing wrong with it. No loose stones. No.
The design of the first one was really nice.
I liked the first one,
Yeah.
but
well-
I like mine now.
both of them, like both sort of, again we got two of them in the end, but both of them stones just kept randomly falling out of it.
The first one, the big main stone in the middle, kept spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it happened in both the original and the replacement.
Mhm.
So they would come stuck and sturdy, it felt, and then within a few days it starts spinning.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, because I'm not gonna lose my ring's main stone, and then have to take it to a jeweler where I'm like, hey, can you put a CZ in this and fix the prongs?
Yeah.
Like, because then you go to jewelers and they're like, well, why don't I put an actual diamond in it? I'm like, no. But I like
Also,
my
that
ring now.
probably would have cost more than the ring did itself.
Yeah. I like my
Yeah.
ring now anyway. It's pretty.
I do.
Yeah. It's definitely fitting for my finger. It kind of almost reminds me of my mom's ring that she had at one point, except my
Mm.
mom's was a little bit bigger and hers was more bulkier on the sides. And then my grandmother went and got the same, almost the exact same ring. Like literally, it was
Yeah.
almost the exact. Got the exact same ring as my mom, and hers was real. She had to make sure everybody knew that hers was real. But yeah, so but it was a good day. It
Yeah.
was a long day.
It was.
Yeah. I wish my parents and my sister could have been there, but they were there with a video call.
Yeah.
And shout out to them too because they woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be
Yeah.
there. You could see
That
all of
couldn't
them
have
were
been fun.
exhausted. Mom was just like, "I'm here, but I'm barely here."
Yeah.
And Macy had just finished working a shift,
Mm.
so she barely made it in the nick of time. So
Shout out to us for waking up at 6 o'clock and actually managing to get there, though.
yeah.
We cut
But
that
people
one
beat
close.
us there.
Yeah,
Everybody
we
beat us.
cut that one close. So it was meant to start at past. We started like paperwork at past because they basically wanted to run through the things that were going to be on the certificate, and like it gets filed on a system electronically here, like with the council of your local area, and then that spreads out from there. So there's like a legal digital record of your marriage. So yeah, we were like confirming the document, everything that we wanted on it,
Talk louder.
everything that we wanted on it.
He's so quiet.
I don't know.
I just don't
Um,
want to look at the video later and be like, what did he say?
and yeah, so that started at past, but we got there at like 20 past on the dot, and then we stood outside for a few minutes talking to everyone, and then I sort of just turned around and said we should probably go in and see if they need us to do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did. So yeah, good job we didn't
And
wait
the
too
officiant, Rob, said that like she had already left.
long. Yeah,
she had
just put a
done
coat on, out,
like,
done.
she was like, I came here to do my job. That's it. I'm gone. Bye. You can see her
Well, I
walking
think
out to
that's it.
to
So
the
she
parking
didn't
lot.
work there, but yeah, they send them out. That's why you can still get married in the same way, because again, it wasn't a religious ceremony. That's something we didn't touch on, because I think it aren't religious-ish ceremonies sort of like the default in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, a lot of
here,
people do it with
to get a
religious.
religious ceremony, they will only do them in a church. And to get one in a church, if you're not already someone who attends that church, you normally basically have to promise before God that you will attend their church for like at least like the next year or so and see if it's a good fit. And if you've got kids, that you'll bring them into the church, and it's all very strange. So most people who get married in the UK, it's more of like a civil ceremony in a sense, but it is still a wedding. Um, and because it uses officiants who aren't like priests and stuff like that, you can go to certain approved venues. Um, There are council-owned buildings, usually old fancy town halls and stuff, which is where we did it. But you can, as long as it's on an approved venue list, you can pay like an extra fee to have the officiant sent there.
Yeah.
So my guess is she was like off to do something else, like off to do another one,
Probably.
or off to like back to her regular office to fill in more paperwork and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause she didn't work in the building that we got married in.
Yeah, we had considered doing an actual room for for everybody to stay and like have cake and talk and visit, kind of thing. But there just wasn't enough people there to justify it. No one gonna rent a whole room for what, 6 people?
But also the rooms in those places, you can't stay in there afterwards for a long period of time. It's still roughly the same length of time, it's just that a lot more people can be there, and they will put some decorations up and stuff,
Yeah.
like that you give them and they approve of. If you want to go to a place where you can get married and then stay in the same room afterwards and do cake and like the first dance and all that kind of stuff, then you would need to get married at like an approved venue. And the very silly thing is that even though they've approved of these venues, they charge a lot of money just to send the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Talk.
I'm attempting to do so
You'll talk loud for a minute and then you'll go.
because it's just my natural speaking voice. And when I listen to it back, I can hear myself fine.
Well, me and my mom agree that we can't hear you. So either both of us are deaf, or
Maybe.
you have supersonic hearing.
I don't know, because the microphone, like, on the levels, it pretty much always goes up to, like, the edge of the green. So if I talk any louder, it thinks I'm gonna peak the microphone, and it'll get all staticky and stuff. The only other thing I can do is try and push it closer to my mouth, but the arm on it isn't very long. It's kind of just a result of the setup that we've got, because we didn't have a lot of money to spend on like fancy microphones and things like that.
Fancy.
We're both using headsets that we already had,
Yeah.
and a laptop with a webcam that we already had. The only thing that we got is the light that's illuminating everything, and that was like dirt cheap, and it's just powered by USB.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom said she can hear you just fine now.
Oh.
So. But
But
yeah.
I do naturally start to speak quieter, because if I speak at this volume all the time, it starts to grate on my throat, and then I'll go into coughing fits and stuff like that. But even you said, though, that you can hear me fine in person.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the
Sometimes.
microphone needs to be boosted. Well, from this distance, I mean.
Yeah, I can hear you from this distance, but
Yeah.
there are sometimes when you would speak. What?
That was usually across a room, though.
No, you did it when I first got here. You did it a lot. Of like where you would talk so quietly that I couldn't hear you.
Well, I guess it
What?
shows that I've already tried to accommodate you by boosting my volume.
I'm gonna get one of those like old hearing devices, like horn. Can you repeat that?
I've just always had like messed up nose and throat problems.
Yeah.
And then the fact that my job involves me talking for a long time each day.
But the good thing is that even though we had a small wedding here when we moved back to America, we're gonna have another one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another one where it's gonna be my family, friends, and oh my goodness, my friends. My family's gonna have to skedaddle for the after party. We might have like an hour of like everybody be calm and cool.
What you mean?
Collected. And then yeah, because my friends will go wild. Just turn the music on. Just turn the music. I don't mean like doing all kinds of like crazy crap like illegal substance. That's not what I
I'd hope
mean.
not.
But
And
I mean,
hopefully not getting like utterly trashed either.
no. But I mean, like my friends don't have any
'Cause
filters.
I don't do good around alcohol and stuff either.
And my
so-
friends don't have any filters. And like my mom says she doesn't have a filter, but there's a reason I don't bring my friends around because I think her version of not having a filter and their version of not having a filter are two totally completely different things. So I'm like, we might have like a calm, cool, collected cake and food for an hour, and then after that, all the older adults need to go because we're gonna turn the music up. And this is gonna turn into a rave. Oh,
Well, I'll be
just
sitting in the corner.
no, you have to dance with me.
I'll have a dance. If it turns into like some full-on crazy party with like everyone's drinking and the music's booming, that's like
Oh
stuff
no,
I don't do
we
good
can
with.
have a dry wedding and we can still have fun.
Hmm.
Like, no, it's a dry
But
wedding.
is everyone else gonna have a dry wedding, or are people gonna sneak alcohol in?
I don't know, but they need to figure out how they're gonna get home because I'm not responsible for that. So yeah, that's kind of it about our wedding. We've only
Yeah.
got 3 minutes left, so I guess for the last 3 minutes we'll kind of let people ask questions.
Oh, Danny said she'll try and make it though.
Oh
It did
yeah.
the chats. I didn't mean to ignore you because they sent another message. It's really
It's like
far away.
tiny and that
Can't see it at all.
I wish I
And
could
I
see it on the
spend most
stream
of the
manager,
time
but I can't.
looking at her. You have to actually open the stream.
Yeah.
That's why we were logged in on our phones on our own accounts, like personal accounts.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I can see it now.
Oh, she said you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah,
because it
we'll
means
just
you can open the stream and see the chat.
yeah, we'll let the last couple of minutes be for if anybody wants to ask questions.
Yeah.
Just remember that next week we're going to tune in again. We'll have a poll on the Facebook group for subjects that we want to talk about. Eventually we'll run out of like long distance relationship kind of subjects, and we'll go into other kind of subjects like video games or movies or something like that. You know, just at least sit and have a chat. But yeah, so I'll put the poll up on Facebook for people to vote. We'll start.
And we do something to touch on that I don't think we've ever said on stream. We do have the earlier streams archived. So Twitch lets you save them for like 2 weeks. So probably only like what we're on 4 now, so maybe only 3 might actually be on there now. But if you go onto the YouTube every single time we finish a podcast, it lets us like archive the past broadcast on YouTube. So
yeah, you can see it on our YouTube channel.
And you can kind of just skim through it and see where like we talked about different stuff. Are you guys going to travel beyond Texas when you get back? Well, we're going to travel beyond the UK before we leave.
Yeah.
We have already been to France together. I've only ever been to France and Spain before, like by myself. Been to parts of the UK, obviously. But yeah, we wanna go back to France at some point, so we can actually spend a bit more time there.
I want to go to Disney World.
Yeah. And then we might as well go to Spain as well at some point. We could kind of combine the two.
The European tour.
Yeah, and then we want to go to Italy.
Greece.
You want
to
go to
lay
Greece.
on a beach in Greece. We're going to Greece, Italy,
I'd like
Spain.
to touching on the US though. I would like to like see some of the states and stuff.
Yeah, we'll take you to the all typical states. Colorado, California, New York. I'm gonna dread if you want to go to Florida.
I don't think so, and that's not a comment on the place itself. It's because everything I've ever heard, it's like hot and humid.
It is.
And I think if I already have issues with like my nose and throat, I said you guys should come to Tucson.
Yeah, she's in Arizona now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's nice. And then we go to Vegas. My mom's been to Vegas. Yeah. So.
That's the big one that people from the UK usually do.
Yeah, everybody wants to go to Vegas.
Yeah, especially as like a 21st thing, because here we can drink at 18. But it's a lot of people's like almost a bucket list kind of thing, like go to Vegas for like your 21st birthday and have a drink. Vegas is a lot. In what sense, like financially, or just that it's kind of crazy?
Oh yeah, Vegas is.
I know it is kind of crazy.
And you're gonna lose. You could end up losing a lot of money there.
I'm not a big gambler. What I've said to you previously, if we ever went anywhere like that, it would purely be like I'd set myself a limit of like maybe $50 to like $100, play low stakes tables, and I would play accept, and I would lose all that money. So if I lost all of it, that's it. I would just have a drink, go see some of the sites and stuff like that. If I somehow like went up like to like $200, I'd probably like take it and just
Yeah.
enjoy the win.
She means like a lot of lights and people.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
that,
It's a
that
lot of
that's gonna
lights
be
and a lot of
issues for me.
people.
Yeah.
The second Eiffel Tower is there.
Mm,
But yeah, there's places you can go and things you can do. And because we're in Texas, if you ever wanted to see another country, go right over to Mexico.
yeah, true.
You know, Mexico has some actually really pretty places like Cozumel.
Hmm.
So, you know, lay on a beach, Cozumel. Um, but yeah, we can see some of the really famous states.
You're gonna have to take me to some of those super generic like world's biggest ball of twine, like world's oldest light bulb things like that.
Louisiana is a great place too.
Mm,
My oldest sister lives there, and she lives in New Orleans, and it's a great, you know, it's a great vibe there with you know, like Mardi Gras can get a little crazy, but you know,
I don't know
it's
if
like
I'd want
really
to go to
old
that.
timey. One place I really, really, really want to go is Massachusetts. I want to go to Salem.
Ah,
Of course, I want to go to Salem, especially like around Halloween, because they go all out in Salem
mm,
for Halloween.
I'm just usually not good with big crowds, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's 1:03.
Yeah.
Well, technically 7:03 and 8:03 in certain time zones. So, yeah, we'll post the poll and people can vote for their next subject. And remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to us for free. One subscriber for free through Prime.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then you can also find us on TikTok,
Hmm.
of course,
YouTube,
Twitch, Facebook, and
as
YouTube.
the logo say at the bottom,
Yep.
and all of them are just between the distance. Obviously, different websites do things differently. So like twitch.tv/ between the distance, but then YouTube's like /at.
Between the
But
distance, yeah.
yeah, and then Facebook is like facebook.com/groups/
Slash between
between
the
the
distance.
distance.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, so like, follow, you know, follow us and share with your friends, family, or your enemies, whatever you're into. Um, and yeah, send them our way. But just everybody watch out for the poll, and remember to tune in next week at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and technically Saturday midnight BST.
yeah.
All right, but that's it. Glad you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.